Is vocabulary important to learn English speaking or not? Hello everyone, this is Monowar and Maim, and I am an English learner like you, and I share my experience that I have learned from my English speaking journey. And today in this video, we will delve into the topic vocabulary and find out the truth that is vocabulary important to learn English speaking or not. Okay, are you excited to know about vocabulary? Because most of us think that vocabulary is important to learn or to start English speaking. But is it true or not? Well, let's talk about that. First, I will share my opinion. Is vocabulary important or not? Yes, vocabulary is important because if you don't know the vocabulary, you can't speak properly. You can't express your thought. Suppose something is coming in your mind and you want to express that thing in English, but you don't know the vocabulary of that thing. Suppose this is door, this is a door, and you don't know the name of this thing. So, how will you speak about that? You can't speak about that because you don't know the vocabulary. So, I think you understand what is the importance of vocabulary. It is mandatory to know the vocabulary of something to express that thing in English. This was about speaking, and if I talk about listening, suppose you want to know some information, that's why you go on YouTube and start watching a video, but that video in English, and you don't know the vocabularies that are using on that video. So how will you understand that video? How will you take information from that video? You can't, because you don't know the vocabularies that are using on that video. That's why you need to know the vocabularies so that you can understand what actually the speaker trying to convey to you. Okay, so that you can understand everything, and knowing vocabularies will help you to understand English content, understand English native English speaker, and knowing vocabulary will help you to speak in English fluently. Okay, so lastly I will say that vocabularies is important to learn English speaking, to understand English speakers or English. And yeah, if you want to learn English speaking, then start with of vocabularies. But here's the point: lots of English trainer, lots of English speaking teacher says that vocabularies is not mandatory to learn English speaking. Yes, this is also true. Now some of you will say that a moment ago you are telling to us that vocabulary is important, and now why you are telling to us that vocabulary is not important, and why I am agreeing to that English trainer? Because vocabulary is not much important to start English speaking. Because if you think that I will start English speaking, I will start English listening after memorizing vocabularies, this idea is wrong. And if you are thinking that I don't know vocabularies, that's why I can't speak in English, I can't consume English content, okay, this idea, this thought is totally wrong. If you don't go to the field, if you don't start listening English, if you don't start speaking in English, you can't understand and learn this language. So if you want to learn this English language, then you have to start listening. If you are not understanding English, but after that you have to listen, because without start listening you can understand this English. And now I will share my idea or method that I used earlier when I started learning English speaking. So as I said that vocabulary is not crucial to start learning English speaking, remove the idea that I will memorize vocabulary first, then I will start English speaking or English learning. No, this idea is totally wrong. So try to listen English content as much as you can. And while you are listening an English content, try to turn on the subtitle option so that you can see what the speaker is saying, and so that you can identify the vocabularies. Okay, and whenever you come across any new vocabulary, and whenever you see a new word, and if you don't know the meaning of that word, try to note down that word. Okay, yes, I used to apply that method in my English learning journey. When I started English learning, I used this method all the time. I watched English content, and I always turned on the subtitle option, and whenever I find any new vocabularies, I try to note them down, and later I memorized them. Okay, that's how I developed my vocabulary stock. Okay, and I didn't think that I will memorize vocabulary first, then I will start speaking English. No, this thinking is totally wrong. We have to memorize vocabularies, at the same time we have to start English speaking, because we don't have much time to delay. Okay, we have to do these all things together. You have to listen English content a lot, you have to expand your vocabularies, you have to start English speaking, you have to do these all things together at the same time. Okay, that's how you can learn English faster. So I think you have understood how you can learn English speaking and how you can learn vocabularies. So there is no need to learn vocabulary first. You can learn vocabularies or memorize vocabularies at the same time when you are listening, when you are speaking. So whenever you get free time, try to speak. Whenever you get free time, try to listen. Everyone want to learn a language only because of speaking. So here, speaking is the main purpose to learn a language. So I think you are also willing to learn this language only because of you want to speak in English, you want to speak in this language. So that's why you have to start English speaking. So the harsh reality is, without speaking practice you can't learn this language. Never, it is impossible to learn this language without speaking. So if you want to master this language, then try to invest your time on speaking as much as you can. Whenever you get free time, try to speak, because only repetition and speaking practice will help you to master and become fluent in this language. So my brothers and sisters, I think you have understood why the English trainer says that vocabularies is not important to start learning English speaking, because you can learn vocabularies when you are practicing English, because you can learn vocabularies when you are listening. That's why they told English learner to not focus on vocabularies before start learning English speaking. So if you have any question, then let me know in the comment box, or if I forget something to tell you, then please let me know in the comment box. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for being a good audience.